Problems are like washing machines. They bend you, they bang you, but at the end of the day, you come out cleaner, better than better. If you can't fly, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But the fact is, you have to keep yourself moving. And I am in conversation with a man who is always on the move and looks forward with a positive thinking. I am in conversation with Mr. Shabeer Nellikode, the Managing Director of Universal Hospitals. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for speaking to me. Yeah.
Well, tell us something about yourself.
My name is Dr. Shabeer and I am a certified neurologist who has been in this country for last 10 years.
10 years.
I come from the southern part of India called Kerala and I hail from a city called Calicut. I come from a business family and my father has always been giving us the opportunity to pursue our education, and that's how I became a doctor. I mean, it was not very easy. The education had my basic degree, the master degree, then went for the neurology degree, and then we did the fellowship in the UK. And me and my younger brother, we decided to come back to the Middle East where there was a real unmet requirement of medical care. So we came in, and at that point of time, everything in Abu Dhabi was, the healthcare providers in Abu Dhabi were very few. We had very good Indian operators who were running the hospitals, but still the requirements were very, very unmet. We started a small clinic in Abu Dhabi and it started doing well. I mean, people started accepting us and they were always on the verge of saying that you need to expand because our services were much appreciated. And that was the momentum that gave us the drive to start hospitals. Now, Universal Hospital is a new venture. It's been spearheaded by me. We officially inaugurated the hospital on the December the 2nd because we wanted to thank the family here for supporting us of all these years. And I mean, there is a lot of zeal and enthusiasm that they give us to develop more and bring in more specialities here. When I came into this country, say about 10 years ago, 90% of the population, they had to go outside for expert management and expert treatment. I don't want to say it is solely because of us, but there are very good providers coming into this country, which enables the people to have, very, very skilled people to come and work in this country and give medical advice.
Absolutely.
So we've been very fortunate. We've been here at the right time. We had the insurance sector helping the patients to come to us. So we've been able to give some very expert medical treatment in the country, and we are expanding.
Well, tell us something about the different portfolios of Universal Hospital. Why Universal Hospital? What are the specialities of Universal Hospital? The quality of people you have, the equipments, the so-called why Universal Hospitals?
Well, I think as you know that, like healthcare is ever evolving. I mean, if you look at Universal Hospital, the experience that we had over the past few years in this country, this is a country with a lot of people coming from different parts of the world. And they are quite learned. I mean, if you look at the Indian community to the other Asian community to the Arab community, they have traveled all over the world and they are here in this part of the world just because of the infrastructure and the developments that is happening here. So what we thought was, instead of setting up a very basic hospital in this country, we wanted to do super specialty treatment here. If you look at Universal Hospital, what we have done is we do more of super specialty work than the basic specialty work. Basic specialty work is always required.
Okay.
You can't just run only super specialty services. We are the only hospital. We started our cardiac surgery services in January. We already finished 19 open heart surgeries. So what we're doing is we're getting the best of talents from the Arab world as well as the non-Arab world. From the Indian subcontinent, we have and most of the thing is that we have full-time people here.
Okay.
The difference in us is that we don't believe in only visiting consultants coming to us. Because there are certain procedures which are done bespoke. I mean, you need to do it on an emergency basis. So we can't have visiting people to do these sort of services. We've been well appreciated by the municipality of Abu Dhabi, the major oil and gas companies in rendering these critical care services. For example, now we've been given the Tetra services. The Tetra is basically a phone that is handled by the police department.
Okay.
So in the vicinity, all the emergencies that is happening, the police ambulance is bringing it to us. So we consider that as an achievement for the infrastructure that have built to the country. Because if you look at the medical development in Abu Dhabi, what's happening is that there is no more government hospital. Even the government hospitals are managed by very skilled people from different parts of the world. The American companies like Cleveland, the John Hopkins, the Mayo Clinic, they're all in here rendering services. So it gives a proud moment for people like us. We are a combination of people from India, from every part of the world. My chief medical officer is somebody who has been in the US for quite some time, and he was heading one of the largest government operations here. So it's a teamwork that is being done here. And what we also specialize is in providing critical neonatology services.
Neonatal services.
Neonatal services. If you look at the real critical demand of neonatology services here, there is only few hospitals which can serve the requirement here, and the problem is they are always full. They are always surplus, and I really appreciate the amount of efforts that are put in by them to develop the services. So we are also running a full services where we provide very comprehensive neonatology services.
You have recently won the Medibis TV Awards as the Young Entrepreneur of the Year. How do you feel, and what is your take on that?
It was quite a surprise. I mean, you always feel happy when people start accepting you for the services that is being done. I mean, I always believed that I wanted to be a good doctor, and we don't do anything other than medical care. The most satisfying moments in your life is when very deserving people gets the right treatment, when you make a good diagnosis, when people start praying for you for what you have done to them. So achievements for me is patient satisfaction more than all these awards, but I really wanted to thank for people who have started accepting our commitment or our sincereness to delivering medical care. And I think that our responsibilities are getting bigger and better. So I, on behalf of my team, would want to thank for all the achievements that we have achieved so far, and we continue to strive to deliver much better, to keep the name of Universal in everybody's mind.
Talking about UAE, whenever you talk about India, you say incredible India. When you talk about UAE, you say ever mesmerizing or ever surprising UAE. Why the UAE, and what sort of support did you get from the government of UAE as well, as far as your endeavors are concerned?
Sure. It goes beyond saying that UAE has been a wonderful country, a wonderful leadership of people. Basically, if you look at the level of development that has been brought into the country, you look at roads, you look at infrastructure, you look at any transportation, you look at logistics, everything they have excelled in in all these fields. Healthcare and education is one thing which is the next turn now. I think I would always believe that UAE is a American or a UAE, I mean, it's an American or a European infrastructure with an Asian mindset. So I think what is missing in America is the mindset. I mean, people are not that very attached to, even in medical healthcare, they believe in professionalism more than anything else. But in India, if you look at it, there's a mix of professionalism, and that's the Asian mentality that is why people from all over the world, they come into Asia, to Thailand, to India for expert management. What I would look at it is that, I mean, we have a much better infrastructure than even Thailand or anywhere. And we've been fortunate to be in the center of the world, wherein, the American, European infrastructure is here. Bring in the Asian mindset, the medical expertise, the skill sets, and then that's a real combination to go on. The potential of medical care in this part of the world is very high because we are setting up 9 centers of excellence. And all these 9 centers of excellence are going to be operational by the end of 2014. Already 6 are operational. We are doing extremely well in this department. And we are expanding into Sharjah. We are acquired an existing hospital. This will be named as Royal Universal Hospital. We are also starting our own medical university, wherein there's a lot of support services like medical communications, physician assistant. So whatever is required in this country, the people of this country, the rulers of this country has been very, very, very supportive. And they've always encouraged us to do something better because we believe in our commitment and we've been delivering, and they are really supporting us with our endeavors. And we really would want to thank them for this.
Well, service to mankind is service to God. And you've been in the industry of serving mankind. Now, what is your take on corporate social responsibility on behalf of Universal Hospitals?
No, I think I'm a religious person. I'm a devout person. There are two ways in which I need to answer this, because the corporate social responsibility for me is divided into two things. One is a charity thing of mine, which I don't want to talk, because if I talk, that becomes a publicity. So the publicity side of it, we have our corporate aims. I mean, we are tied up with almost all the major oil and gas companies, and we have a surplus which comes out of it. We've been doing some medical campaigns in the northern parts of India. Recently, we have done in a remote part of Kerala, close to Erimala, where we had distributed medications for about 2,300 people.
Okay.
There was a team of people who had gone from here. We are actually, every year we do a major camp. This time we might do it in the northwest of India. We are yet to decide on the place. But there's been a lot of endowment which is coming to us. We are actually supplying about 500 legs for disabled people in war-torn Syria. We have a division which makes one of the world's most flexible, and the artificial leg, the basic thing is mobility. We make one of the most cost-effective, artificial leg solution. This is based out of Jordan. We have a technically skilled person who was he's been awarded as one of the best design awards in Switzerland. And this is one of the most important CSR that we are involved in. So we are supplying for this year. I mean, I don't want to club it with Ramadan, because this is a corporate social responsibility that we've been doing, and we are actually planning to club it up with the family thing here. Sure.
Well, here you're dealing with human beings, and it's not a joke to deal with human beings, like as if you're dealing with products. And you've built a lot of trust among people in terms of life care. So what is your take on that? Why do people trust you, and why people come to you? Is it because of the quality people you have? Is it because of the quality equipments you have? Or is it because of the cost factor? What, why, and where?
No, it's a very easy question to answer, because I'm always a team player. I mean, the success that we attribute to patient trust is basically because of the trust. As any professional organization, we have a team of committed people with me. They've been with us for quite some time when we started. Our attrition rates are one of the, I don't want to say that, because we have people who stand committed to us. Because our selection processes is all over the world. I select people, I do it personally myself. I don't know for how long I'll be able to do it. We believe in real healthcare delivery system. So if you look at my team, we have people from all over the world. We have people even speaking Korean, Chinese, French, German. Multilinguistic, and as well as the same point of time, we have people who share the same vision. So it's the team's attribute. I don't want to pinpoint anybody at this point of time. It's a team effort. It starts from the procurement it starts to healthcare delivery to, it also ends with a follow-up. This patient who come in here, now we are starting a portal service.
Okay.
The portal service will enable you to, get to know your reports which were done on a date, and then, he will have a cumulated graph. If he's a diabetic, we will tell him that, over the period of 6 months, whether treatment in Universal did help him or it did not help him. And if it did not help him, he has to see another doctor, and we give him an opportunity to provide a second opinion with a different doctor.
Okay.
So as we all are speaking now, IT is something which is really becoming very relevant in medical industry. I have a robotic dispensing machine in the pharmacy. Because this is a robot, basically it dispenses medication. If you go to any pharmacy in the Middle East now, you speak to the pharmacist, you give him the prescription sheet. It takes about 3 minutes for him to find the medicine and give it to you.
Okay.
And at the same point of time, it takes another 3 more minutes for him to write on the thing, get the billing done, and it takes about 7 minutes to 10 minutes to finish the transaction with one patient.
With one patient.
One patient. Now, what we have done is we have an automated dispensing system which delivers any particular medicine in 6 seconds.
How is that possible?
No, because that is how the system works.
Okay.
I mean, our storage system is so delicate. Identification of a particular product. It has a first in, first out basis. So the drug which expires early will be dispensed first.
Okay.
So this has got the medical intelligence in dispensing the medicine which is going to expire as soon as possible. So that is dispensed first, and it gives a warning that like if a medicine is near expiry, either we change it or according to the brief period of time we can dispense it as early as possible. So once the medicine is dispensed for, you can forget about the 6 seconds. Let's go to 1 minute.
Okay.
It takes another 2 more minutes for him to complete the entire transaction. So in 3 minutes, we finish a patient who can get the medicine from our pharmacy and go. The biggest advantage of this technology is that he works 24/7.
Okay.
He does not have a Friday holiday. This man does not complain to us of any physical illness. Provided if it has a major breakdown, we can just open up the robot, we can dispense it manually.
Okay.
So we've been thinking about implementing technology in our services. We also have a software division which supplies our electronic medical record to hospital information system. This is a company which we have recently bought over. We have about 257 installations in the United States of America.
Okay.
Very prestigious hospitals like Hospital for Special Surgery in New York.
Okay.
They are using our operative module.
Technology.
The technology. So we've been fortunate to have this technology in Abu Dhabi, and soon we are spreading it all over the UAE where we have our expansions.
Well, you are a very busy man. So how do you allocate the so-called time management between professional life and personal life?
I think it is always fun to manage with time. I mean, my father has always been a very disciplined man. I think we used to have a joke saying that my dad used to leave at 8:30 from the home since I was born. I mean, since I had my memory. We always had a joke that, when he leaves the gate, even the people outside my gate used to adjust the watch saying that it is now 8:30.
Okay.
Because my dad is going to office.
He respects time and he's a time management man.
So, I mean, I have a brother and a sister. I mean, the principles of our life are mostly based on my father's principles. I mean, he has always asked us to be, being disciplined in life. I mean, being very honest in life. So our upbringing was very, very much our father's way. So we have a lot of good things which we have attributed from him. And as a doctor, I fail to do that. I mean, most of the times we cannot manage time, but we try to do it in that aspect. The family way, I mean, we are very, very proud that, even my brother and my sisters lives in here. The children, they would definitely meet 3 or 4 times a week, but at least in Fridays, I mean, we all have lunch together. So we speak to our parents every day. So I think it's not something which we feel that it's a burden or something. Like, we enjoy the time we spend with our family. I have 4 children. I have 2 sons and 2 daughters.
Okay.
I have a newborn. She's about 6 months now. So my family is complete with 4 children. I try to spend time with them. My kids, they're basically very interested in sports, and I don't know, I don't want them to follow pursuit of my profession or anything in that sense, because my dad never told me to become a doctor.
Okay.
So it's really up to them to choose their future and their benefits. But I think as a responsible father or as a responsible guardian, I think we have a reasonable exposure in medicine, and it's up to them to choose their thing.
There are so many challenges that the healthcare industry is facing, be it region-wise, be it country-wise or globally. What according to you is one of the major challenges that you see, and what according to you is the solution for the same?
Sure. I think it's a good question. I mean, if you look at the first thing which I want to tell you is that diseases, they don't read books. I mean, it's me, you and me, we read books about it. Now, the way in which diseases are presenting is very, very strange now. I'm very sad to say that one of my very, very close friends used to run a big operations in India. He used to head SAP in Bombay. The most fittest persons that I've ever seen, he died at the age of mid-30s. He used to jog. He's one of the earliest people to participate in the Mumbai Marathon. And he was an excellent leader and an excellent friend. But we realized that he was not sleeping more than 3 hours a day. So people are really running after money. People are looking for their future. But one thing which they're forgetting is to take care of their health. And the message to all of them is that, I mean, it's not a new message or whatever it is. It's a message which our forefathers used to tell us. I mean, always health is wealth.
Yeah.
So I think what universal or what the point of doctors should be, you have seen a lot of wealth managers who manages people's wealth. So Universal Hospital, the brand the brand that we want to build is, we are going to be your health managers. Allow us to be your health managers. We manage your health much better. And we are growing, and there is a lot of things that, basic courtesy that needs to be done to maintain your health. We are from the hospital industry, but we don't have any negativeness to the alternative care people, because we always believed in a comprehensive solutions for anything else.
Yeah.
We always encourage people to go for Ayurveda, but there are certain instances we are not for Ayurveda, because we always believe in evidence-based.
Okay.
We do select our people who do Ayurvedic treatment, post cardiac surgeries to post major, because we do a lot of deep brain stimulation surgeries here. Now, we've already done 2.
Okay.
We're the only center in the whole of Middle East doing brainstem stimulation. I don't want to get into the details of it, but people who have underwent major surgeries, they really get benefited by doing our typical Ayurvedic management. So we have some selected centers in India which we refer to them, and they are pretty happy with the way things are. I always have a debate with people who take Ayurveda has always been something which used to be fresh. Because the medicines are made and the medicines are dispensed there and then. But when it comes to the mode where they had tried to copy allopathic medicines, there are a lot of health damages that had happened with that. So this is one major message that I wanted to give. I mean, including our medications, people need to be very careful. They have to select the right doctors. We have taken decisions against my own doctors, wherein for me patients come first. That's the message that I need to give it to my team and to doctors all over. I mean, patients are very precious people. I mean, these are the future of our country, and we are just doing a small job in getting their health better, to build up our nations, to build up the world. We are so fortunate that I came from a small city in Kerala, and we are getting into a lot of expansion. We are now opening up in Kuwait. We are opening up in a place called Banias. The infrastructure in Banias is going to be getting one of the best healthcare designs of this country, because the family, the royal family here, they were very, very happy that we are starting in Banias. So that about 70% of the Emiratis in Abu Dhabi live in Banias.
Okay.
So they had an opportunity to have Universal in there. So the message to the youth is, health is wealth. Always do select the right doctors. I'm not trying to promote myself. Have your proper health checkups. Have a healthy diet. Stick on to time. Spend time with the family. And that's the way to go.
Thank you very much for your time, and look forward to associate in the future.
Thank you very much, and see you soon. Thank you.